Power, speed, resilience. Few players in NFL history could electrify a stadium the way Adrian Peterson did. From small town Texas to the highest of NFL glory, Peterson's story isn't just about football. It's about overcoming adversity, chasing greatness, and leaving a legacy that will echo for generations. Adrian Peterson was born on March 21st, 1985 in Palestine, Texas. Raised in a family of athletes, but his path to greatness was shaped not just by talent, but by hardship. His father, Nelson, was a former shooting guard at Iowa State, and his mother, Bonita, was also an impressive athlete. But Adrian's life wasn't without tragedy. At just 7 years old, Peterson lost his older brother Brian to a drunk driving accident. This heart-wrenching loss became the catalyst for Adrian Peterson's relentless drive to succeed. In high school, Peterson became a local legend. Playing for Palestine High School, he rushed for over 2,900 yards in his final 2 seasons. His combination of speed, strength, and vision on the field made him a popular recruit. By the time he graduated in 2003, colleges across the country were lining up to offer him. Ultimately, Peterson chose to attend the University of Oklahoma, a decision that would propel him to national stardom. Peterson wasted no time making an impact in college. As a true freshman at Oklahoma in 2004, he ran for an astonishing 1,925 yards, breaking several NCAA records. His performance earned him a second-place finish in the Heisman Trophy voting, an honor typically reserved for upperclassmen. Peterson's rare blend of power and speed made him a standout. However, his college career wasn't without setbacks. Injuries slowed him down in his sophomore season and junior season, but even then, he was a force to be reckoned with. Despite the injuries, he ran for over 1,000 yards with double-digit touchdowns in both seasons, and declared for the 2007 NFL Draft, which the Minnesota Vikings selected him with the 7th overall pick. Adrian Peterson's rookie season in 2007 was nothing short of spectacular. He immediately became one of the most exciting players in the NFL, rushing for 1,341 yards and 12 touchdowns. But what truly cemented his legendary status was his incredible 296-yard performance against the San Diego Chargers, a record for the most rushing yards in a single game in NFL history. Peterson was named the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, and the stage was set for him to become one of the most dominant running backs the league has ever seen. Peterson's second season was where he solidified his status as a top running back. He led the league in rushing with 1,760 yards and added 10 touchdowns, but had 9 fumbles. His physicality and relentless running style earned him the nickname All Day, as he seemed unstoppable from the first snap to the last. That season, Peterson helped the Vikings secure the NFC North title, but lost in the wild card game to Philly. AP also earned his first Pro Bowl MVP award after rushing for 129 yards and scoring 2 touchdowns in the 2008 Pro Bowl game. His back-to-back success left no doubt that Peterson was the future of the league. Peterson entered 2009 with the same philosophy, finishing the season with 1,383 rushing yards and NFL leading 18 rushing touchdowns. This was also the year the Vikings acquired legendary quarterback Brett Favre, creating one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL. Together, Peterson and Favre led the Vikings to a 12-4 record and a trip to the NFC Championship game against the New Orleans Saints. The Vikings lost in overtime 31-28, ending their Super Bowl hopes. But Peterson's contributions were undeniable. Despite rushing for 3 touchdowns in the game, Peterson's performance was overshadowed by fumbles, as he fumbled 3 times in that game. one of his few weaknesses. By this point of his career in 3 seasons, he had fumbled 19 times. The 2010 season was a tumultuous one for the Vikings. Marked by injuries and off-field drama, AP remained a bright spot on the team and field. He rushed for 1,298 yards and scored 12 touchdowns, continuing his streak of dominance despite the team finishing with a disappointing 6-10 record, last in the NFC North. After the season, Peterson began refining his game to address criticism of his tendency to fumble in high-pressure moments. His ability to adapt and improve showcased his dedication to being the best. Then boom, on September 10th, 2011, the Minnesota Vikings made it clear they were committed to their star running back, signing AP to a 6-year, $86.28 million contract extension, the richest deal for a running back at that time. By 2011, Peterson remained a dominant force, but the season took a dark turn. Late in the season, he suffered a devastating torn ACL and MCL in a game against the Washington Redskins. What many don't realize is that Peterson initially tried to play through the injury, showing his characteristic toughness. However, it soon became evident that surgery and extensive recovery were unavoidable. He had 970 yards with 12 TDs, and then just 7 months after the injury in 2012, Peterson defied the odds and came back stronger than ever. He rushed for 12 touchdowns that came with 2,097 yards that season, just 8 yards shy of breaking Eric Dickerson's single-season rushing record. Peterson's ability to return to form so quickly was nothing short of miraculous, and his performance earned him the NFL MVP award that season. His 2012 season wasn't just a comeback. It was one of the greatest individual seasons in the NFL history. The team went 10-6 that season, with another disappointing first-round playoff loss to the Green Bay Packers. In 2013, coming off his incredible MVP season, Peterson aimed to match or even surpass his historic performance. While he didn't break records, he still delivered an impressive 1,266 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns in 14 games. Despite his on-field brilliance, Adrian Peterson's career was marred by personal struggles and controversies. That same year, Peterson was struck by another unthinkable tragedy, the loss of his 2-year-old son Tyrese. Tyrese was killed in a domestic violence incident involving his mother's boyfriend. The darkness didn't stop there. In 2014, Peterson faced serious legal issues when he was charged with child abuse for disciplining his 4-year-old son with a switch. The case sparked a national debate about a corporal punishment and parenting, and Peterson was suspended for the whole season except for the season opener. Though he later apologized for his actions, the incident tarnished his public image. However, Peterson's resilience was evident as he returned to the field in 2015, earning his 3rd rushing title and proving that he can overcome even the hardest of setbacks, finishing with 1,485 yards and 11 touchdowns. 2016, Peterson was battling injuries. He played in just 3 games due to a torn meniscus, which he suffered in Week 2 against the Green Bay Packers. But off-field challenges continued. Despite earning over $1 million during his career, Peterson faced financial troubles, including legal battles related to his mismanagement of his wealth. He was forced to confront his financial mistakes head-on, but even this couldn't stop him. He learned from those struggles and worked tirelessly to maintain his position in the NFL. Then after a decade with the Vikings, the running back and the Vikings divorced, which Adrian Peterson became a journeyman. In 2017, he joined the New Orleans Saints on a 2-year, $7 million contract. But after just 4 games, he was traded to the Arizona Cardinals, where he showed flashes of his former self. He rushed for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns in his debut with the Cardinals, reminding the league that he still had something left in the tank. But following the season, Arizona released him. Then during the 2018 preseason, he signed with the Washington Redskins. AP was there for 2 seasons. In year 1, he ran for over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. In year 2, he had 898 yards and 5 touchdowns. In the years that followed, Peterson bounced around the league, playing for the Detroit Lions, the Tennessee Titans, and the Seattle Seahawks, but he barely did anything. By the time Peterson retired, he had etched his name in the history books. With over 14,000 rushing yards, Peterson is 5th on the NFL's all-time rushing list. He also scored 120 rushing touchdowns, ranking 4th in that category. His 7 Pro Bowl selections, 4 first-time All-Pro, and 3 rushing titles speak to his consistent dominance on the field. Adrian Peterson's career wasn't just about rushing yards and records. It's about his ability to rise above personal and professional challenges, to keep playing through pain, and to inspire future generations. Peterson's legacy will be remembered by many. Simply put, he was a generational talent, one of the best to ever play the position.
I'm just looking at my brody, silence at the time, and no girl don't even know me. I'm always on the mind, I'm just out here getting money, and so that's on my mind.